Hi there, it's Rose. Welcome to my channel. So if you are new to my channel, I make Christmas tags all year long, and then on the 25th day of every month, I share the Christmas tags that I made for that month. So one of the reasons that I started doing this is that I have quite a bit of Christmas supplies, paper and dies and stamps, and I really found that when Christmas came around, I wasn't utilizing everything that I had in my stash. So I really wanted to sort of create Christmas all year long. And that's what I do with making my tags and sharing those on the 25th. Now, there are some other crafters that are joining me. Please be sure to check out my description box, and I will link their sites. Please be sure to check out what they've created as well. In addition, I will list all of my past month's videos. Also in the playlists, I have Christmas tags from the past 2 years. So this is actually my third year of making and sharing Christmas tags on the 25th. So please be sure to check those out as well. So we'll get into it, and I'll start out by showing you some of the supplies that I used this month, and then I'll show you the tags that I created. So let's start out with the paper that I used. So I decided to use this collection from Echo Park, and this is A Very Merry Christmas by Stephen Duncan. And I really love this collection because of the vintage images. It's sort of 1950s, 1960s Christmas images, some beautiful retro looking Santa designs and some ornaments, and just the paper itself sort of has a vintage look to it. And so this is what jumped out at me for this month. And I used some of this paper. Here's a little sampling of what some of the designs look like. So you can see what they've done is they've actually even had some of the border on the paper distressed, and I distressed it even further, but beautiful red and white stripe and some holly, some green with some branches, pine boughs, and snowflakes. Beautiful red with some stars. So I just love this paper, but even more than the paper itself, I loved the vintage images. So you'll be seeing those on my tags, but let me show you one of the set of cut-aparts. I didn't use the cut-aparts from this collection, but just an idea that you can get of what some of those images look like. So I just thought they were very sweet. I love the Santas and, of course, the stockings and decorating the Christmas tree. It sort of, gives you those kind of 1950s, 1960s Christmas vibes that I just really liked. And I wanted that to come across in the tags that I created. So this is the collection that I used from Echo Park, A Very Merry Christmas, and the 12 by 12 collection. So that was the paper. Now for my cutting out my tags, I went back to one of my favorite dies, and this is from Amazon. It's the Ripple Frame tag dies. I used the largest size die here in this collection, and I know I've had some people reach out to me and ask me if I could share a link, and I think that this set of dies is currently sold out on Amazon, but it really is one of my favorite designs for tags. But I flip between this and the Tim Holtz Sizzix tag die, but this is quickly becoming one of my absolute favorites for my Christmas tags. And then I used some scallop oval. I believe this is a Sizzix collection, but again, I've had this in my stash for quite a while, so I used one of these. Now, I used this raffia. It's actually jute string. This is from the Ideology Tim Holtz collection. I have some other twine and jute, but to be honest with you, I really hoard this. If you can find it, it's really great quality jute. I'm not even sure if they're still releasing it from Ideology. You may be able to have some luck finding it in Joann's, but I used the natural color, and then I used some distress ink to distress that even further. So some of that. I actually broke out some washi tape. Remember these collections of washi that we could find from Michael's with the Recollection brand? I still have some, obviously, some beautiful Christmas washi, and one of my goals this year is really to break out the washi and use it more. So I used one that sort of are these vintage Christmas bells, and then I used one smaller washi that just says Merry Christmas, and I distressed that as well. But, you know, all of these collections were a real find when they had them in Michael's. I don't think they're bringing them back, but we never know with what's happening. And so if you have your washi, break it out and use it. Now, I used some of these holly leaves and berries from Hobby Lobby that I picked up last year. And I used two different poinsettias from Hobby Lobby. Now this one, these are smaller poinsettias that have some gold sparkling on them. I used a couple of those. And then this set of poinsettias, these poinsettias, again, were from Hobby Lobby. Last year I went into Hobby Lobby before, you know, well before the Christmas season. They were just starting to bring things out. They didn't have much of a selection, and they were all at full price. So I decided to hold off, wait till they reduced them or put them on sale a little bit closer to Christmas. By the time I got back, most of what they had, which was very limited, was really picked through, and sort of, you know, people had grabbed what they wanted. But these were there, these poinsettias, and I picked up one pack. I've just now opened them up, and I just want to say, these are probably the nicest poinsettias that I think I've ever purchased, whether it be at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or wherever, because although they don't look like much in the package, and it says that they're paper, they feel like fabric. They really do feel like fabric, and I guess it's a handmade paper. It's thick, but it has a fabric feel to it. And I just love these. And as a matter of fact, I'm hoping that they bring them back this year. They're very different from these, but these really, I don't know how to explain it. They just kind of feel like cloth. So I really love these, and I'll be getting more. I'm hoping that they come back. And then I did use some distress ink. This is Vintage Photo, kind of a tried and true for regular distress and really distressing up the tags. So those are the supplies that I used for the tags for this month. Let's get into it, and I'll show you what I created. So this is the first tag that I created. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I love Santa images. Really, any Santa. I like modern Santa. I love vintage Santa. I love retro Santas. And I always try to include a Santa in my tags. But the feel of the tags for this month, I was really going for a very, very vintage look. I wanted these to look like something that you might find at a thrift store, something that might have been used on an old package from that time period. So I took the feel of that paper from Echo Park and I distressed it a lot more. I wanted it to have that brown and sort of almost kind of dusty looking appearance to it, like you found it at a thrift store. That was what I was really going for with these. This is one of the stickers that was in that collection on the sticker sheet. You can see I cut the paper and did a lot of heavy distressing. I layered him up. I popped him up on foam tape onto one of those green scallop ovals. This is a piece of that Christmas bell washi that I added along the bottom there. I even took some distress and added it to the sticker because I wanted to knock back any white, real true white that you would see from the stickers. Although they were a retro design, they were very crisp colors of the whites and reds and greens. So I just wanted to knock that back and give it kind of that older feel to it. Now this is that poinsettia that I was talking about that sort of feels like fabric. And the feeling that I got when I added it to the tag was almost like someone took, a vintage, poinsettia from their flower arrangement and sort of stuck it on the tag. So here's a piece of that jute. I also added the vintage photo distress ink to that to, again, sort of knock the color back and give it that kind of older look to it. I added some craft cardstock to the back. I also distressed around the edges of that. Rather than using a to and from stamp as I typically do on my tags, or using a die that says to and from or just for you, I just wanted it to look like it was just written with a pen. And so I just printed the to and from. I wish I had some great cursive writing. I wish I had my mother's handwriting, because that's what I would really like to have on the back of that. So yeah, I just kind of feel like maybe this is something that you would find in an old bookstore or in an old thrift store. That was the look that I was going for the tags for this month. So this is my first one. Now here's a look at the second. Here's that really pretty, this was actually a cream paper with green dots. This is the Santa sticker that was again in that collection. I just layered him onto a red scallop oval. And then this is another one of the stickers that says Merry Christmas with that beautiful, retro writing to it. Here's some of those holly leaves and berries, which again I distressed heavily. I even brought in my brown Copic to add even more distressed look to it. Just kind of sort of scribbled on that. So the Merry Christmas is popped up on foam. The Santa is flat on the scallop. And then again, the craft paper on the back to give it some stability, and also more importantly for that look, that great craft looks that looks very vintage. So this is number 2 in the tags. And then here's my final one, Santa on riding the little reindeer there. And I thought that was a great image. And then this is one of the stickers that says, Hey Santa. And that part I popped up. Here again is a piece of washi. This is the Merry Christmas, which I just wanted to add a little bit of along the bottom there. And again, I just stress that. This is one of those other poinsettias that has a little bit of gold glitter there, which I just thought added a little something extra. It, you know, kind of gives you that tinselly look. Again, the jute, and then all the backs are the same with just the simple to and from on the craft. So these are the 3 tags that I made for this month. I hope you enjoy taking a look. Please be sure to check out my description box, follow along with the other crafters that are joining me in making Christmas tags. If this is your first time visiting my channel, I hope you will consider hitting the subscribe button, checking out my playlist, and following along with all the Christmas tags that I make throughout the year. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.